everyone. Right, I just thought I'd show you some of the bits and pieces that I have been doing whilst in lockdown. I've been crocheting these little brooches. They're going to be brooches. They're very tiny. This one's still got to have the eyes put on, and this one's going to be a cat. So I've been crocheting those. They're really fiddly, but I think that's actually come out really cute. I mean, who wouldn't want a bunny in a headband with a flower on as a brooch? I would wear it anyway. Okay, also I'm going to show you this. It's been keeping me occupied. A jigsaw. I absolutely love jigsaws, and I was very kindly sent this through the post by a friend of mine. It's a 1,000 pieces, so it's certainly keeping me going. It's I Love Gardening, which is a Gibson's puzzle, and I've done these before and they're absolutely brilliant. And basically, well, this is where I've got to, so yeah, I've still got a long way to go, but in the pictures, I mean, it's hilarious. It is probably a bit more adult, but it is just funny. I mean, this lady with her shovel, he's looking through his binoculars. I take that as her husband, at the lady sunbathing. So just absolutely hilarious. You've got a special garden there. It's just absolutely brilliant. There's a moonflower. Don't know if you can see that, if it'll focus. There we go. So yeah, it's hilarious. But so I'm going to crack on now with the eyes for this little rabbit, and I thought I would show you me doing that. Okay, so I'm now going to do the eyes for my little rabbit brooch, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I've got some of these little black beads, but I don't know if they're going to be the greatest for eyes. I don't know if I can get one to sit on there. Probably not in the right place. Yeah, so I've just lost that one on the floor. Okay, either that, or I am just going to get a needle and thread, some black thread, which I've doubled, and literally do some just semicircles as closed eyes. You probably could have some eyelashes on, I don't know. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to turn the camera off and decide which one I'm going to do, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do it. Okay, so I've decided to go with the thread, and I think what I'm going to do is a tiny back stitch into a semicircle and just make like a little closed eye. Now what I've done is I put a knot at the back of my my thread, and the brooch itself has got a little bit of stuffing in. So what I find is that the knot does tend to go through, and it can't go any further than the bit of stuffing in there, so it won't go all the way through. And then just simply chop those little bits off when you're finished. There will also be a brooch back on there, so most stuff's going to be hidden anyway. So here we go. Let's just do, I mean, obviously this is tiny. I've just used a regular polyester thread, and I think, you know, doing this, it's not too difficult to do a little semicircle. What is difficult is getting both eyes exactly the same. So I think that should make one, and I'll just come over the other side. I hope you can see this okay. There we go. That's one little eye closed there. So I'm now going to do the other one, which I will do off camera, because as I said, they're not too difficult to do, but to get them the same, it's a bit like the old the eyebrow thing with the makeup. They're you have to remember that they're sisters and not twins, isn't it? Something like that. So I'm now going to do the other one, and then I'll come back and show you when that's finished. Okay, so finally the rabbit is finished. The eyes were an absolute nightmare. I still don't think they're the best, and I think in hindsight I probably will use the black beads, or should have used the black beads, and probably will use them next time. But yeah, so here's the finished brooch. I'll just quickly show you the back. There we go. I sewed the brooch back on with just a double white polyester thread. Okay, so I just received this parcel through the post, and I thought I would share the opening of it with you. Bit of a giveaway what it says on the front. It's from the Knitting Network. Now, they're a website I've not used before. I normally get all my my yarn, or wool as we call it mostly here in the UK, from places like Poundland or Hobbycraft, or sometimes The Range. But I found that a lot of them had sold out. If they hadn't sold out, their prices were extortionate, which I think was really naughty. So I'd almost given up hope, and I stumbled across this website called the Knitting Network, and I'm sure some of you have used them before. I did the order, I think it was probably on Wednesday, and I received this today, Saturday, in the post. So given the current situation, I actually was quite impressed with their speedy delivery. So I've just opened it, but I haven't taken anything out yet. I have been making some brooches, as I showed you earlier, and I want to make a fox one. So I needed to get myself something foxy coloured, and I thought this was rather cute. It's a Little Ones A to Z DK. In the colour, as a signet, in the colour, it just says orange. So I bought just a small one there, which I think is, yeah, 25 gram. So I'm going to make my little fox out of that. So what else have we got? I'll just take the paperwork out there. I've also got some more double knit in a 50 gram. It's a Hayfield, and it's just got a shade number, but it's a really, really lovely delicate pink, so I was really pleased with that one. I also got a red, because I've been making some crochet flowers and there was quite a few that called for a red, so there again, that's in the Little Ones. It's a signet, 25 gram, in the shade Simply Red. So that's that. I also got, again, the signet 25 gram in a, you guessed it, cream. So that I think I was going to put with the orange for my little fox brooches. What else have I got in here? Oh, yes, a Hayfield bonus DK in a white, and that is 50 gram, because I often use white and I'd sort of run out. Oh, that's right, I also got a different orange, because I wasn't quite sure on this fox whether the other one was a bit neon, but I want them colourful. So there we go. It's a Hayfield, it's a 50 gram, and it's it's got a number as a shade number. I also got a black. It's not got its little band on, but there's the black one. And there again, I'm pretty sure that was a Hayfield, and it's a 50 gram, and it's just in the shade black, because it's always handy to have a black. And last but not least, I got this really gorgeous pink, but it's sort of it's really a delicate pink, and let's see what it says on there. No, there again, it's just a shade number, but it's really pretty. It's hard to explain. It's almost on verging on a coral, I suppose, but it can look different on the camera. Anyway, that one was 100 gram. So I thought it might make a small baby garment. Okay, so this is another little project I thought I would show you and talk to you about. It's a little book that I made for my middle grandson Leo, he's now 2, but this I made for his birthday. And it's a little, they either call it a quiet book or a busy book. made of felt, and it's full of sort of little activities that you can make, so that they can, you know, sort of go through them and keep busy. And I had a lot of fun making this, so I just sort of, you know, sewed it and thought I would record um, audio and show you and tell you what I did. So I actually sewed his name onto the front cover of the book. And then I decided to do a lion, of course, for Leo. So I cut all the little pieces out. The letters were a little bit fiddly, but I found a template and I managed to sort of draw around those, so that wasn't too difficult. And then yeah, I got a piece of paper and did a little drawing of a lion, and then cut out all the little separate parts for his face. And then of course I added them all onto the front cover. I just sewed around them with a basic stitch, I think at 2.5, I don't know, something like that, just so that I could go around the curves a little bit easier. And yeah, it was a bit fiddly, but you know, he loves it, so I was really glad that I did it. There were a few times that I thought, what on earth have I started? And that was mainly when I sort of got into, you know, the main part of the book, and I was trying to think of all the different activities that Leo could do. This one here is a little aeroplane, and I did that. I just there again did a little sketch and cut around the felt, and I duplicated the pieces so that I could double up, stitch round it, but I kept the top and bottom ends of the plane open so that I could thread the ribbon through. Therefore, the aeroplane was free to run up and down the ribbon, as if, of course, the plane was going up into the sky. So I just put some little flowers on there, and a sunshine and a cloud, which I was quite pleased with. So next I decided to do a little octopus. I'd seen this online and I thought it was really cute. And the idea is that you sew the little octopus on his sort of his face, if you like, or his head, and then you attach 8 ribbons underneath him. Do you know, I've said octopus, I wonder if it's a jellyfish. Well, whatever it is, I sewed it on. And you did, yes, 8 ribbons, and you put beads along the bottom of those ribbons. Obviously, you put one bead on the first one and 2 on the second one, and so on and so forth, until you've got your 8 beads. Now, I didn't, or I couldn't find any numbers that I could put onto the face, and I actually made it without and finished the book. But I looked at it and thought, oh God, you know, I've got to have the numbers on there. He's got to be able to look at these numbers. And I found one of those old label makers. Was it? It begins with D. I can't remember. It's Dynamo or something like that. I can't remember. And it prints off. So I did the numbers from 1 to 8, and I cut them out and put them on. And I actually did feel a lot better when it had the numbers on. So yes, again, I was really pleased with that, how that came out. And yeah, so that was another page completed. It did take a little bit of doing, but I think it was worth it. That was one of my favourites, I think, in the end. And I tried to sort of do all the coloured beads in order, but I ran out of beads in the end, and I had to just go with what I had left. But yeah, I was actually really quite pleased with that page. I've actually just remembered the name of the label making machine, and it was a Dymo. I did think about going running to get it and finding out, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. You used to have those ones where you put this sort of sticky tape in, and it used to imprint, probably with some sort of stencil, the letters and numbers on. But the one I've got actually prints, which is really good, and you can print onto fabric as well, which I used as some clothing labels for a while. So yeah, I was really pleased that I had got that machine, and you know, I found it and was able to use it in the end. So yes, so that was the second page or the third page, I can't remember, I think that was the third page. And then moving on, I decided to do a little page with a laundry basket. And I cut out some little pieces of clothing with the felt, like a t-shirt, and there's some shorts there, and I even did some different colours, and then there were some little boxes and more shorts, and there was some little socks that I cut out as well. And I decided to run a piece of I think it was a piece of embroidery thread or something like that that I had, and I ran it across the top and sewed it on to make like a little washing line. And I found these little mini pegs so that, you know, you could actually put the washing on. So I finished the book with a few other little pages. There was a tree with some little letters on, and there was a lace, so you could sort of learn to tie your shoelaces, and some other bits and pieces. You could also do like a paper chain like you do at Christmas. All in all, I was really happy with the book, and he seemed to love it, so I thought I'd show you.